guitars.
All right, I'm gonna give it the intro and all that. You guys ready?
Hey, so real quick, is this rolling live?
It doesn't matter. We can always edit it out. What's up?
Probably should trash, let's not pick on too many like specific things or bands or venues or anything like that. I'm telling this to myself because I'd love to fucking go off.
We're live now.
Jamie Gooch
on my
hates
Facebook
every
feed.
place, and his band Beef hates all the places. Yeah. He doesn't want to get booked anywhere.
All right. That's a little too close. All right, so we're here at the Arrow with the guys from the upcoming No Cover show at Mixington on November 18th. So, why don't you guys go around and introduce yourselves, what band you're from, and all that.
Jamie, you're first.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Jamie Gooch, I'm from the band Beef. We're going to be playing with all these gentlemen and their bands on November 18th at Mixington. Ooh, that was good.
That was good. Try following that up. Oh, wow.
I'm part of Nate. I play a Guy Morgan.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
You blues band, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. A little bit of punk rock.
Oh, okay. I've heard about that.
That was for y'all.
Yeah, I know. It was
Tim
messing up.
Godlove? I played for Tim Godlove.
Tell me more about this Tim Godlove.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I'm Joe, and I play with the Scatterguns.
I'm Josh, and I also play with the Scatterguns. We're a duo tonight. Will Montgomery and Tommy and Scott from the Big Idea could not be here tonight, but they send their harshest regards for the timing of things, and they hope everyone has a bad time. So that's what they said.
We're gonna put Tim's flannel on Jamie. He's gonna do it as best will and pray.
He'd be pissed.
Oh, I can't wait for him to hear that one. That's pretty accurate.
Awesome. All right, so why don't you guys start off by telling us how the idea for the show came to be and how you've gone about making it a real thing.
Well, I guess I'm probably going to have to start this, aren't I? Well, I think you have to start in 2011 because we actually did a no-cover show during that time, and it was Guy Morgan, it was The Big Idea, and Joe and I were in a different band together called The Biggest Car in the County, and it was us and then a singer-songwriter named Sarah Corbin, and we said, let's just do something that's for all original music, all original bands, no cover, because everyone always complains about there's a $3 cover, there's a $5 cover, whatever, and I'm sure we'll get into that at some point. Then we did it Breakaways, which is now Hot Shots. Breakaways was actually it's a band. Nate played there with like Brutally Frank or some other bands.
They always have all kinds of good bands.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
touring bands, just bands from St. Louis,
and really pretty hard. Especially for this area, they some pretty hard bands that would play there. And so this started back then, really. And I think you can still find the article on Southeast Missouri, if you do the Googles in the computer. And it was just kind of a fun thing. We didn't have any sponsors or anything like that. I think we set the PA up, which was like a pretty cheap Behringer PA, and we just hoped that Guy Morgan didn't blow it at the end of it. And it was just a fun thing to do. But it was also a big thing to bring some awareness that there is an original... I hesitate to use the word scene, and we've all kind of talked about this, that kind of carry certain connotations, but there are a lot of original bands that play their own stuff. And, like Tim's playing solo at this show, but Tim's in Isabella, and Isabella has an album. Guy Morgan has an album. Beef has an album. This is music that all of these musicians created themselves. And so that's how it started back then. It was more of a thing to just bring a little bit of awareness, have some fun. And so we're all kind of back here again, and we're all kind of settled down, and we're all playing original music again. And this shadowy organization called Red Claw Promotions approached us about this show. Now, we don't know who they are, so don't ask. But they approached us about this show, and they said, hey, you want to get this thing going again? And we said, yeah, I think the time is right, because there are fewer places to play for original bands now. And there are even fewer, I think we would agree, probably fewer original type bands around now. And it seems like back then there was sort of a time period where, I don't know how long you guys have been around here, and let me just preface to the listening audience, I don't even know who these two dudes are. I just met this guy, this is Matt, so we've at least talked. Who are these guys?
This is Tyler and Joe.
Okay, who are Tyler and Joe?
These are our sound engineer and video engineer for the time being.
Well, they're pretty important then, aren't they?
They are. And,
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm doing some listening.
I'm
sorry. Trying to make sure you guys sound good.
Yeah, and probably everyone's just like, you need to stop. But anyway, we all decided this was a good time to maybe bring this thing back, bring some awareness to these original acts that we have here in the Cape area, and that's kind of how it got going.
For sure. Well, you guys want to dive into that? It's definitely a question I was going to ask, is how Cape used to be, as far as I've heard that it's used to be a lot more places to play, more bands, more people interested in going to see those bands. You guys want to talk about that?
Well, Jamie's been around since 1948, so I think you should start with him.
I just want to say it's an honor to play the show with these guys. When I was approached to do it, I was, my whole band, we were like, yeah, we really enjoy doing this, because exactly, you don't have as much an outlet to put original music out as if you would. You know, it's a harder road to go down as being a musician, you know, because most of the places will pay you more or whatever if you're playing more cover songs or whatever. So, and we do, you know, mostly original music, so it's, you know, things a little harder, you know. But.
Yeah, that's a big thing, is the money. It's that grain, you know.
Yeah, and the bars too. I think, like, you know, there's only, I can think of maybe 3 off the top of my head in Cape that really are suited to have a band and a crowd watching. What do you guys think about that? What's the change?
Party, what do you think about that?
Rock and roll. Where did rock and roll go? Bring it back to me. You know, it's all about playing rock and roll and picking up guitar and kicking some ass, man.
I think I'm gonna put him on the spot. I think you should talk about the Rock Solid and Dirty 30s and Beat the Sores, like that era, because that was almost a decade ago. I guess.
Back in 2003, I'd been playing in punk bands since the late 90s and always played up in Cape and St. Louis, but then moved up here full-time in 2003 and started a band with my buddies called Rock Solid, and that was like a heavy metal band, like Iron Maiden, but, you know, we were all punk rockers, so it was kind of wild and off the fringes, just crazy stuff. But then we had somebody else in that band that played another rock and roll band called the Dirty 30s, you know, country kind of rock and roll, like Lucero and Drive-By Truckers and that whole ilk. But, you know, all born out of rock and roll and just wanted to play music, because, I mean, we were all born in 1980, you know, 1982, and so, you know, we grew up through the 80s just wanting to play music and listen to music and go into the CD store, and so, I mean, that was all we've ever known. So it got, I mean, everybody was going to see shows back then. Yeah. I mean, everybody was going. I mean, there were tons of bands. There were heavy metal bands. There were punk rock bands. There were jam bands. There were alternative bands, you know, if you will, if people know what alternative means. Alternative, because I don't know.
That's this radio station.
Yeah. And so, but I mean, every different genre. But I mean, really around the time that I started to notice it, really, I mean, rock and roll started to just fall out of favor, really. It was right around the time that, I mean, the internet was just took over and everybody had a real online
The
live.
The internet's everywhere.
I mean, really, it started out and everybody could get their music out there, but then it came to a point where it's like I don't even think people even like going to shows. You know, used to anybody go see a band. You know, Metallica comes to town, people are gonna go to see it. Any band comes to town, people are gonna go and see it. But now there's so many bands and so many genres, and the internet is so much out there. I don't even wonder, like, people still listen to music. I don't know.
Well, and I mean, like Broussard's used to have
Mhm.
the old Broussard, the original location. And again, I don't know if you guys are from here. We've talked a little bit, but you know, the Broussard's was a little further down. They had a stage, and they used, Dirty 30s and Monads and those kinds of bands would come down here and play.
Big Idea would play there Wednesday night.
Yeah,
right?
that was
Yeah,
boy.
that was a good
Those
time.
shows,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Oh, that was. I would sit in with harmonica on them. That was as much fun as just no disrespect, but like playing the biggest car in the county. Like, I go down there on Wednesdays. I wouldn't get paid anything, but that scene was wild.
Yep.
You know, and but yeah, really, the bands that they were in the early 2000s, and then there was like the period in like 07, 08, 09 where you started to see, and you guys started in what, 08, Tim?
08,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. And I can remember hearing about the band, and it's like, oh, okay, and then the last couple of years, it's like Isabella's playing this, and Isabella's playing that, and Isabella's in St. Louis. It's like, good Lord, shit. Oh shit! When you say shit, y'all, you're gonna edit it, right?
No shits.
Okay, all right, yeah. But anyway, because you guys started about that time too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd been playing in bands in the Farmington and St. Louis scene before that, and definitely during that time period, partly the internet, just partly other generations, I guess. There wasn't as many people playing music or wanting to start bands, or that's kind of gone away as well. I mean,
Yeah.
we've aged with it, but I don't have those little kids that I would play shows with that were a little bit younger in this area that I'd like to take under my wing anymore. We're just not seeing them play shows out.
Well, because where
You
do
know?
you play?
Well, now we play at St. Louis, so yeah, there's a newer group of bands up there, but in our area, back before about 08, it was a constant thing. Maybe maybe we were those kids. I don't know, but
Well, and shout out to Johnny Thurman. I'm sure he's
Right,
listening, right?
yeah.
He's got his finger on the pulse. But that, you know what I'm talking about, like the bands that he was in, and there was a collection of bands. What was it? Swamp Donkey or whatever. What was the play? Enchanted Forest. Enchanted Forest.
Yeah, Enchanted
Yeah,
Forest.
that's right.
And that was Enchanted Forest was above Pitters, which was the rock and roll club for a while.
Yeah.
Which they've closed down now. But then a lot of those bands around that time frame too, back in the early 2000s, played at the camp all the time.
Yes.
Which is now torn down.
Yeah,
Midway
that's
for
right.
the,
So I can gamble.
Casino.
Yeah. So I roll craps every Saturday.
All kinds of bands.
But yeah, the camp was really good about it. Bob was great. I saw like Adam Cara and like Pushy Mother and all those, those all rock bands.
All the metal bands
Yeah.
from back then played,
Yeah.
like Falcon Drive, their guitar player
That's-
Derek Shipp, who plays with Shaman's Harvest.
Yep,
now, who's on the road all summer with Nickelback. Opening for
No
Nickelback.
kidding?
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got stories.
Best guitar player. Tri-state area.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everything back then, from like I said, from metal to you name it, was coming through, and those bands were bringing touring bands through, and I think that's what people are starting to get back. That's what you guys have been doing down there.
Yeah.
Lexington, bringing bands in your genre to town, and now that new owner's really wanting to get tons of bands
Yes,
coming through,
it's-
so it's good.
Probably a good time to throw out a shout out to Mixing 10 and Justin, who is the owner of that, who has been doing a really incredible job of bringing a lot of bands, and like Nate said, Isabella's brought, good Lord, tons of bands from St. Louis.
right, just bands that we enjoy playing with up there.
Yeah.
Buddies with them. Hey, come down. Come
But-
hang out with us. I live right across the street, so we can go party.
And he does. But it's a place that's conducive to it. And like he
Right.
actively wants to book those bands, and that's the difference. Like he wants to do that, and Pitters definitely did.
Yeah, they had bands.
Oh
all
man,
the time.
did you guys play with the Queers? Or
Yeah,
was-
we brought the
yeah.
Queers to town.
That's-
I was saying
oh,
that night, dude.
Bands, yeah.
Like think about how
Yeah.
fucking insane that is.
Yeah.
The Queers
Yeah.
played in Cape Girardeau.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay,
all kinds of bands that are out on the road now, from NATO Coles and the Blue Diamond Band to
Yeah.
the Raging Nathans, our friends that own record labels around the country have come and played through Cape. So we're definitely sad when
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it was
That's
one.
pretty much where we started playing at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You guys did play
They
there.
had a really good open mic night too.
Yeah,
They,
we
I
did
mean,
it
it
every
really,
week, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it turned into a good band showcase
Yeah.
too, because I mean, not like singer, songer, like open mic night, like hello. I mean, bands came in and played full sets. A whole band would come in. You might see 6 bands in a
Yeah.
night, and everybody
Yeah.
would play like
That
4
was-
songs,
yeah,
but
that
it was
was
like
cool.
you could figure out who was into whatever scene you were into, and
We had buddies stop by. That, hey, you got anything open on a Wednesday? We're on tour. Hey, City Parks, come through. We got this open
Yeah.
mic. We'll hang out.
Yeah.
You can play a quick set and just hang out with us. It was an awesome time.
Yeah.
Or if you lose a band member, you just go up to open mic.
That's right. We'll try to find another one.
There was a scene and a culture there.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so have you guys done the open mic circuit at all lately? Any of you?
I haven't. I don't.
Every once in a while.
Well, I will plug. There's a new one at the library that's cool on Wednesday nights.
The public library or?
No,
Oh.
in Spanish.
Oh, the drinking establishment.
The drinking
Yeah,
establishment.
yeah.
Bob Camp, who I'm sure you guys know, puts that
Yes.
one on. Brand
Is
new,
he
better
doing
than
that now?
best.
Bob's running
Yeah.
it?
Yep, at the library. Every Wednesday.
Whoa.
Bob Kemp.
Wow.
International House of Playboy Blues.
That's right. Yeah. The basement is 6 feet under.
Pardon me, let me tell you a story about the replacement.
Hi, Bob.
This was 87 Minneapolis. Maybe you were there.
Party Nate, brought it to my mind, could we please hear the story on how your name came to be? Or is that your birth name? I'm sorry.
No, not birth name. Not birth name. This came from being a wild animal and drinker. And one time, one of my buddies goes, "Oh, Party Nate's in full effect." And I went, Party Nate. Dad used to always say, "Remember who you are and where you came from." And I'm playing bands and going everywhere. I'm like, well, guess I won't tell him my real name. Unless Mom and Dad get embarrassed. So just kept the Party Nate moniker and just rolled with it.
I still don't know his real name. I assume it's Nate or Nathan. Could be formal.
Some combination.
Yes, some combination. But I don't actually know his name. It's probably like Jeff.
Something lame.
Dad's.
Yeah. Oh, that was Dad's name. Okay.
Well, can you guys talk a little bit about sort of what we can expect from the show, the dynamic? I know you guys all, your genres are all different, but they do have a kind of the same heart, I guess, or I don't know how you'd say that. But, how do you guys expect the show to go down?
I want it to be fun because I mean everybody's band is, not to sound shallow, is a good time type music, good songs.
We certainly don't want it to be a bad
We're
time.
totally
Right.
stoked. We're totally stoked too because I've never played a show with you.
That's
I've
true.
never played a show with you guys actually. We've done some open mics before, but and I have done with you guys, but I have not played a show with the Big Idea. I opened up for them solo one time. That was like my first gig in
Oh
Cape,
wow,
and-
way back. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of everything. I mean, Tim's going to play acoustically.
He's into that. But everybody after me has a lot of energy as well. Because I'm singer-songwriter stuff at this show. Not used to playing like this, so it'll be fun. I'll have a couple drinks before. It'll be a good time.
Couple.
Right.
We're in the parking lot drinking hams, just pounding them, crushing them on people's heads.
But I mean, after we get into the music with that, I'm stoked because all these guys are just phenomenal. And that's what this thing is supposed to be, is to highlight what Cape Girardeau has to offer. What different styles of music, what this town has bred as far as artistic ability with those styles of music too, which is going to be really interesting.
Big Idea guys, they couldn't be here tonight. So if you're not familiar, they've been playing since like 07, 08. So it's been pretty much a decade, and they were in bands even before. Joe was in a band with Tommy, one of the singers and banjo players from Big Idea, like way back. Yeah, way back. 06.
That was Trippin' Tuesday. We did this
Trippin'
Yeah.
Tuesday. Shout out!
Yeah.
All right, Tommy, you better be listening.
we did the 4-hour cover circuit. We played all the dives in the little towns like Little Whiskers out in Ironton, and it was a good time.
Spokes.
It was one of my first gigs, and it was a lot of fun. But when that split up, Tommy went and hooked up with Will, and they started up the Big Idea. And that's been an age ago.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah, well, I know they started playing in 07, 08, so it's been about a decade. So they'll be kind of an Americana band. Tommy usually plays banjo, Will plays guitar. They play bass and hi-hat themselves as they play. Stomp grass or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just trying to kind of give this for them since they couldn't be here. But man, they might have played 1,000 shows. I don't know. They've played a ton of shows.
That's a fairly conservative.
Yeah, and they've played just about everywhere. And they played backyards and basements and bars and big stages and stuff like that. And they're good friends of mine. I think they're good friends of ours too. And I don't know how many shows I played with them as well. Anybody else? What to expect? I think was your initial question.
Yeah, and another aspect we kind of wanted to bring in was the fact that, and this might be why Cape's music scene is kind of on the decline, or not to say scene.
Go ahead, you can say it.
Somewhat on a decline from what it used to be, and I think one of the main things is that college kids just don't.
Yeah.
I guess everyone my age doesn't come out to live music. They want to hear the top 40 from the DJ or whatever. What do you think can bring college kids into this show that, otherwise they might not stop into Mixington or Rude Dog or...
Just having a place is the biggest part, I think.
Yeah.
Like having a place. Oh, hey, we went into Mixington and this style band was playing. Like last time we walked by, this style band was playing. So it's banged in their heads that if you want to go catch a band, there'll be one down there.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, oh, no big deal. They're just going to keep rolling in. Always going to be bands. I mean, around here, definitely people, like I said, aren't as into, catching rock music. But, I mean, other places they are. They just got to be exposed to it over and over.
Which is wild to me.
Again.
Yeah, which is wild to me. Like, you'd think this place should really be into rock and roll. Like, this isn't, this is a nice enough town, but there's also a rock and roll element to it. And you go to, there's rock and roll shows in Poplar Bluff. And Bluff's not, maybe not always original stuff, but it's down. There's some heavy bands that play down there at bars. And that's Bluff. It's like,
well, and I mean, when you can go into Walmart or Target and buy a Guns N' Roses t-shirt and a Metallica t-shirt,
here we go.
Something that I wish would have happened when I was
16.
You
had to mail
hell,
catalog order.
But I see it's 18, 21-year-old kid walking down the street wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt. I'm like, where are you, buddy, when bands play? Think you like rock and roll? We got it. Get your ass in here, have a couple beers, and listen to some rock and roll, man. It's right here in your town. All right? This ain't dress up, this ain't no costume. Come on, man. You seen Dazed and Confused? Cool. Go check out a band.
That's right.
Go check out Frank. Ooh. Coming for you. I mean, literally, it's here. It's people are into it. I think they just need to know. And this is the way to do it. Check it out.
For sure.
That's the end of the interview, right?
It could
can't
very well
end
could
any
have
better.
been.
Thanks for coming out.
No, we'll try and keep you around a little bit longer anyway.
Okay.
This would be a good time, I should say. Will, I texted him and asked if there's anything he wanted to mention, and he talked about how it used to be. There was some competitive rivalry between bands. What do you guys say about that now?
I don't know if I want to say anything about that.
I don't think anything's competitive. I just think people
yeah.
in other genres like to talk smack.
Yeah.
Stupid hippies and their
Beef.
Dead.
Yeah, I'm going to form a rival band called Pork, and I'm going to fight you on that. Yeah.
I don't think any of it was ever real. It's not like Axl Rose and Vince Neil trying to kill each other on the MTV Awards stage. But,
but
I think it was more just talk than anything else. Oh, go.
I got a thought for
Oh, you did it! Find it!
There's some quotes up there or something like that.
There's some, but there's not enough support because to me, everybody's in a band anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so there's not a whole lot of community support for each other's groups. There's some. Like when you were talking about back in Enders and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of those people around there would go to everybody's shows, but
Oh yeah.
a lot of that
Oh, yeah.
doesn't happen really much anymore. You know what I mean? I guess maybe they're competing for the same people. Or,
But then you got to think too. It's like competitive in reality. How is a folk band gonna be competitive with like a heavy rock band? It's just like you go, oh no, that's just not their bag, man. You know, right?
Yeah, I don't
some people
think.
want to hear straight solos. Some people want to hear.
Yeah, I don't think there's, and there are, I really don't want to be presumptuous, but I'm sure there are probably some original bands. I know there are some other original bands that are not involved in this show. As far as rivalry, you can look at this show and all of our genres are different. I mean, there's singer-songwriter, there's Americana, there's country rock, there's whatever the fuck we do. There's southern rockish, whatever, punk. I'm not as, I don't have the cred I don't have the cred to pull that out there. But then you have a punk rock band. And it's like you have 5 different genres that are playing at one show. And you can see all of that in one night for free. For free. Free 99. That's still free. That's a trick. You got that, right? Okay. Like you can see all of those bands for free. And they're playing 40 minutes. So I don't know, if you don't like whatever, then I don't know, wait 40 minutes and there'll be something different.
You don't got to worry about leaving and having to pay.
That's the other thing.
You
get right. Yeah, exactly. And I know there's been some questions about, why is it free? I think we've all played those shows where we're on stage or on floor, for most of the cases, and someone will come to the door, and you can't hear them because we're playing, but you can see the mouths moving. They're talking to the doorman, and they're saying, "How much? $3." Look back at the group. And they just walk on. $3. Now look, times is tough, but it ain't that bad. I can find $3 in the truck right now.
Right.
There's $3 in Party's hat, probably. I can promise. It might be. And that's just such a lame reason to not go see something. I don't know. And frankly, a lot of the door people you talk to, if you go in and you don't like it, and they say, hey, there's another band playing later, there's a good chance they might actually let you back in or remember you and say, hey, I get it. You got to go see other people. Don't be an asshole about it. Don't talk to them about it. But maybe if you don't like the band, come back and see the other band. We talk about they bring bands down from St. Louis. Both Tim, I forget we're not on like video or anything like that. Tim and Party, we brought bands from Columbia and St. Louis as well. And the great thing is people really end up liking those bands way more than they like our band. And so then we just keep bringing them back.
For sure.
And we say, hey, these other bands are coming back. And then you can also see us. And they're like, yeah, but the other band's coming around. Like, yeah. But that cover thing, man, that's such a hurdle that it seems like to get over that you just don't want to pay $3 to go see a band. And people will just walk on to the next place that's free.
Yeah.
And so we want to give no excuses. This is a free show. You don't have to pay anything to get into it. I do know that Mixing is going to be doing, some drink specials as well. They're always very accommodating. They got great service. There's lots of space, all that stuff. So you really don't have any excuses other than you got a prior engagement or you just, hate these bands, which is very possible. I'm in these bands and I don't like these bands, but no.
So that's no excuses then. Everyone at Cape should be there.
I agree.
Let's talk about the interest so far that you guys have seen generated. I know the Facebook page is getting a ton of hits and everything like that. Posters are all over town. Talk a little bit about what you guys have been doing to generate some interest for it.
Well, Red Claw has been really great to us. And whoever they may be, we want to tell them thank you for promoting this show and putting their literal claw on the issue. Yeah, I tell you, because I think when any of us started, there wasn't any social media, there wasn't sure as hell wasn't Facebook.
I'm still not very good at it.
he types in all caps. Yeah.
Stupid.
Come see Guy Morgan this night. Okay, great, thanks,
Hey,
bye.
man,
Cool.
Yeah.
Kitty cat surfboards.
Will you promote this show?
Will you come to this show?
Yeah.
All those feelings of having to pass flyers out to people.
Yeah.
The negative feelings that would come with when you get tired of doing it. You still get tired of this. Hey, everybody, don't forget we got a show. But I mean, you have to bug people because people have lives and there's stuff going on all the time. All the time, there's stuff being thrown at everybody from their little cousins got a birthday party to whatever. There's a million things going on in people's lives, so you have to bug them. And people like music, they get it, they know. And they're like, I'm glad you told me. If you hadn't said anything.
And that's social media. I mean, back to your question earlier about the college kids, like without Pitters going on down there, and now the music scene, we're attracted to mixing tin now. Well, we got to get the word out there. So the internet is a good avenue to get that to the college campus.
Yeah,
best way.
Over the couple years, a couple of the bars that those kids usually went to, and if you don't want your shoes to get stuck to the floor, or if you're into that, you go to that bar, whatever. This is a good outlet for that. For so you music kids out there, let your friends know.
Yeah, and that's true. And to come back to that, you asked that question earlier about the college crowd. That's tough because you have to be 21 to go into any bar.
Right.
And most of your college crowd is not going to be 21. I mean, that's the minority. And they're seniors and they live off campus or what have you, or they're after their master's students or what have you. But, the vast majority of a college population is 18 to 20. So if they can't get into a place to see it, then how can they see it? And there's not an all-ages venue unless you were to do something DIY like a basement show or something like that. But that takes a lot of mobilization, and it takes a lot of underhandedness because there's a lot of things that go into that, as you know. That's tough, and we want a lot of the population of SEMO comes from the St. Louis area, and where a lot of bands like that these guys play with, and those kids know those bands. They totally know those bands, but you can't go see them down here. And I understand the reasoning. I understand the reason for that, but it does make it very hard to facilitate a scene. Doing the air quotes, or a community when a large part of the people that would like to hear your music can't get in to actually hear your music, and that's tough. And I don't know how you combat that really, unless it is, I don't know, unless there's a venue that's specifically suited that they can do all ages shows and they can do all the karting and they can do all the bands and all those things. But that is a lot of work. But that's really what you need to get something like that going. And I don't know if that will ever happen here. I think we'd all like to see that, but that's but that's going to be difficult. And Pitter's probably about as close as you're going to get to that, for that matter. I got somber all of a sudden.
Just a bummer.
Well, we'll never have that. Scene's dead already. Yeah.
Yeah, let's play some fucking music. Who wants to? Anybody want to go?
Make that guy play some good basketball.
All right, go ahead. You just bring that down a little bit, and go ahead. That should be good. Go ahead.
I'm up.
Yeah, if you want to go, you're all set up. Right on there, Jamie Gooch.
Try and catch it as best as possible.
Make this short and sweet. My jam, dude?
Yeah, I won't look at you because I'll make you laugh.
Your jam, man?
No, go for it. That's all you play a little.
Been feeling so can't get what's in my head. It's been a month Sunday since I laid in bed, keeping all those feelings dead. That night never alone. So many folks around, looking for a ride to get their way off the ground. When that hawk goes down, in the bottle of the rock when the sun goes down. I'll be around with the folks downtown. Wake up in the strangest place when the sun comes around. Leave angry from what I found. Leave angry from what I found.
Yeah.
It's got a good mix going on.
That was Jamie Gooch from Beef. What was the name of that song, Jamie?
Relief and Grief.
Awesome. Sounded great.
Thank you.
All right, who's our next victim? You want to play another one?
Jamie got
Get it out of the way.
There you go. All right, Tim Godlove. What are you going to play?
A song called Not Talking.
put the phone down.
I'm undercover for myself, finding out about you through everybody else. And I know we're both part of this, though I feel addicted to myself. But I wish that I had it, 'cause I love the way we felt. So until the day you change, I'm gonna stay away. Until the day I change, I guess I won't know your face. If they say that's my company, well, I hope I'm not replaced. Now when I saw you walking, all I could do is smile away. And every time I try talking, well, I never know what to say. It seems the path that I've chosen always leads me to your place. But every time that I get there, that feeling is vanished without a trace. So until the day you change, I'm gonna stay away. Until the day I change, I guess I won't know your face. And if they say that's finally come, well, I hope I'm not replaced. Now I know we both made a decision on mistakes. We're not talking my days every day. 'Cause I know we both have few things we need to say. So till the day you say I'm gonna stay away, until the day I say I guess I won't know your face. And if that day is time to come, well, I hope I'm not the place. And if that day is finally come, well, I hope you haven't changed.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good
That's
song.
great. Yeah, it was, man. Got me in tears over here.
Yeah, put it on, man. Woo. Get the fuck out. Yeah, make Jamie do that. yeah, just like one of those party songs I've heard
Yeah, that's
about.
super funny.
You know, the one.
Right? Should have brought a practice amp in.
like old PD Rage 158.
Right. I'll play one of my songs in the acoustic because
My
it's not going to do it justice.
You were just playing Rain.
Yeah, no kidding. Come on. We're supposed to tune these things. Tim, that was awesome.
Play some backups on that.
Alright, good enough.
It's not like you could sing in tune.
No, it's not. Yeah, this is going to be pretty bad. So we play the electrified guitars. So we're gonna we practiced this about 20 minutes before we came here as an acoustic song. So we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. But song's called Just Another Town. Seventh Street's in a granary, the Baptist church and the bar next door, trailer parks and empty lots. Boy, you think you're the only one. Pick you up in days ago, where the river was the only road. Cloud land to make it grand. Here we're playing our seeds of hope. Just like any other place, put your faith in God and grace. Fell behind, fell to change. What did you expect to stay? So let the river drown. Well, you're just another town. Never leave this hollow ground. There's plenty of work to go around. Former Burke said he could use a hand. The dollar store's always hiring. So upon that range shotgun till, tell them what you're gonna do. Make your country great again and end up where you've always been. Just like any other place, put your faith in God and grace. They'll behind fail change. What did you expect to stay? So let the river drown. We ain't just another town. Seventh Street's in a granary. The Baptist church is now burned down. The prison closed, so hell, so what? Still think you're the only one. Just like any other place, put your faith in God and grace. Fell behind, fail to change. What you expect to stay? He's a head river drown. Head river drown. It's just another town. Just another town. Just another town. Just another town.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
You couldn't
That
see
was great.
the chop.
I think you guys broke the podcast room.
Just kidding.
No,
You're the sound engineers.
right. No, that sounded great, guys. Everyone sounded great. That was awesome. What do you guys want to do now? Want to keep playing? Talk some more?
Maybe a jam, maybe?
Yeah,
I
let's
think
do
Jamie
it.
should play.
They're actually requesting on Facebook Live. They said jam session, please. So
There's a. How's this work?
they just commented on it. Shit.
Yeah, we got some action
We've
going
got
on.
No
guitars.
kidding.
You know,
Tell
play
him
some
to come
basic
to the
bass,
Library. I told him I already did.
Look at this. Have you guys seen this? This is incredible. I don't know how this stuff
Not
works.
that many. Only 4 people watching right now. People have been coming and going.
So just like a show.
Ah, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right. Yep. That's what we got so far.
Every day. So this is going out right now.
This is on my Facebook feed.
I'm not trying to be funny. Like I really want to.
It's the Facebook. Yeah.
I was gonna go live a minute ago, but I
So what is that? Like you just.
It just means people can tune in and like watch you in live time.
so afterwards you can upload it or you can just cut it so it's only that live feed, or you can decide to upload it depending on what happens when you're live.
Well, you know,
That is.
oh yeah, now I can see it. I'm like, It's the Hot Licks on Chaos. Yeah, that's right. The Over Podcast. Yeah, coming right at you from the basement of the Less Media.
Podcast boys.
Did you see their space out here? It's incredible.
It is, yeah. Yeah, we're pretty
You must
happy,
feel really fortunate. Don't you feel really fortunate?
Yeah, we love SEMO, man. Everything can take all my money and keep on. You know, we'll get somewhere.
Should we? I don't know. What's up next?
Nice. Well, we can keep it going, or we can kind of do some closing up stuff.
I gotta get my daughter soon.
Okay,
so
okay, sure. Sure.
Integrity, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he is. He's a man of integrity.
Well, I'll give you guys this opportunity to kind of plug yourselves again if you want to do that. You know, talk about the type of music you're going to be playing, talk about upcoming performances, talk about albums. I know everyone's got an album out, right?
Ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Talk to these guys first.
Yeah,
Guy Morgan, we've got 2 full lengths and an EP. We're almost out of all the copies, but you can get it for free on Bandcamp right now. You can get all of it for free. Come to the show. If you like it, get online, download it, put it on your MP3 player, or my man,
iPod.
iPod.
and rock out to it wherever you want.
Yeah, what's the name of that album?
Our first one was called, what was it called?
It's been a while.
EP that you put out here.
Yeah, the EP was called Not Drunk Enough, but the one before it was called Not Punk Enough.
Nice.
Our first album was called Raised Upright. Had Charlie Daniels on the cover of it, actually holding my friend Casey when she was a baby. Real photo.
That's cool.
Raised Upright.
That is a good one.
All right. Jamie?
We actually have 2 albums, and they both will be available at mixing, or the second one. Both of them can be found on YouTube as well, under Be Full Album. The first album is on our SoundCloud page. I haven't gotten on there in years, but
I got my MySpace.
The second one is called Beef. It Was for Dinner. It was released this year. That's the one we're promoting right now. It can be pretty much bought anywhere where they sell music.
It's on iTunes?
iTunes,
It's in New York
Amazon,
City. You can buy music. in
Apple
New York City.
Music. It's on Spotify. You can check it out on Spotify.
There we go.
And we'll have them at the show as well.
Awesome.
Try to keep taking them, to each show,
For sure.
Hopefully they'll
Yeah.
All right.
Tim?
I'm Tim Godlove. You can look up Tim Godlove. It's spelled how it sounds. I've got an EP from probably about 2 years ago, which got to record with an awesome dude. Life happened. He moved. We only had the scratch tracks done. So I was like, heck, I'm going to release it anyway. I called it Sketches because it's kind of like sketches with songs pretty much really stripped down. So that's online. And then the song I played tonight is on Isabella's CD Dress to Kill, which is 2 or 3 CDs ago. And all that stuff's online. You can actually get the full recording on YouTube. But I think you can just find anything through our hashtag #WeAreIsabella. At YouTube, We Are Isabella, all that stuff. Facebook, We Are Isabella. But yeah.
Awesome.
What am I talking about?
I think. Oh, did you already go?
You already went. You're up.
Oh, so it's up to us now. So I'm once again Josh. And this is Joe from the Scatterguns. Joe and I have actually known each other for quite a long time, over 20 years or so. And some of the first band performances that we ever did were not together, but they were at the same shows and whatnot. And so we're good friends, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, fun fact.
Uh-oh.
We actually met when I beat him in the
I
school
fucking
geography.
knew you were going to bring that up.
In what?
So I thought about bringing it up too.
6th grade.
Okay, so
Nice.
I've taught geography. I don't want to give too much away about my mystique, but I've actually taught geography for over 10 years or about 10 years, and I pride myself on it. I love geography. It's what I'm really good at. This guy beat me in a geography bee at school. I didn't know who he was. I just know that they already had long hair in like 6th grade. It was already like down there, and they already had beards. They had full beards in 6th grade. And I was like, who is this guy that beat me in my one thing that I'm good at besides being unimpressive? And it was him. So that's actually how we met. But it's funny. I actually was wondering because he was going to ask me, how'd you meet us? Like, don't tell him about the geography. And I was really broke up about it because I was like, that's the one thing I'm good at. We are in the Scatterguns. We ain't got shit.
We got the EP.
We do have an EP. It's called 19 Minutes of the Shoot and Stab. It is on Bandcamp. And you can pay if you want to. You can download it if you want to. It's all for grabs. It was recorded by the one and only Ken E. Keller, who is also the bass player in Beef, among 20 other acts. But Ken recorded it and did a great job. We had a great time. We are going to record an album with him again in December, and hopefully it will be ready by February, March-ish. Before we go, as the unhonorary spokesperson, we do need to talk about the businesses that are supporting this. And I tried to pull this up because I don't want to miss anybody, so I will do my best. And I sure hope I don't forget anybody. But these are all local businesses. They're all locally owned. And they really run the gamut of what they do. So Feeder Outdoors down in Sykeston. Outdoor supplies, especially for deer season that's coming up. Archery as well.
Lawn and garden.
Yep, lawn and garden.
Lawn seed, dog food, pet store.
Custom sell bunnies.
Yeah.
You need a bunny.
Oh,
That's
man,
important.
I didn't know that.
Reptiles.
In case you need it.
Yeah, I've got that too. Trooper Sporting Clays, which is a sporting clays business outside of Jackson. Annie Laurie's, which is antique store, among many other things. They have a lot of clothes and everything else. They're the ones with the mannequin out on Broadway, in case you're unaware. Velocity Electronics, which is a locally owned electronics store. I suspect you will be seeing something interesting up on their big sign that is at the corner of Broadway and Kings Highway soon. Sheer Madness Salon, I don't know about y'all, that's where I got my hair did.
Jesus, that's where Guy Morgan practices.
Girl! Sheer Madness, they're wonderful. Glass Roots, which is actually right next door to Sheer Madness, which has all of your glass needs for things and such, and gifts and things that smell good. You should check them out.
Dog Champa.
Yeah. Different Drummer Tattoo. A lot of us are familiar with that place. They're all kind of in that same block, and they're all really supportive of each other. Is the other thing. Those three businesses.
And the local arts, obviously.
Yes,
Well,
and
mm-hmm.
and the local arts as well. Jams, which is Jackson Audio and Music Supply. That is a music store in Jackson.
Jams is awesome.
Jams is awesome.
Great store,
And
all the time.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that Joe and I know Chad very well. I graduated high school with Chad. I've known him since 8th grade. This is just my personal opinion. You're not going to find many more people that have more integrity with not just music equipment, but just talking to you in general and selling you things. He's not there to push you. If he doesn't have something, he can get it for you. And he's just a super great guy.
He does a lot of trades too.
And he does a lot of trading as well.
Yeah.
He's got a
He
garage
usually does
that I
real
would
fair
love to
with
have.
you too.
And he takes my credit card too.
Went to the other day.
Much to his
We're not trying to run him out of
Yeah, exactly. And those local businesses basically contributed to some advertising costs, to helping pay our sound tech to run our sound that night. We as a band are taking $0 from that. We are not taking any money from that, so it's not like we just skimmed it to get money from people. All of that is just going to put this out there, and it's also going to get these businesses out there because these are local businesses, and times aren't always the best, and so we're trying to help them as well. This is a 100% local show. This is local original music. These are local original businesses. This is a venue that has been conducive to bringing those things together, and you don't really have an excuse, listening audience. If you don't like this kind of music, fair enough. But you don't have any excuse past that. Come down, check it out. It's Saturday, November 18th. You ain't doing nothing. It's not Thanksgiving weekend, so don't use that excuse either. It's going to be a great time. We're very open to everyone being there, and we hope people like find something of a different genre that they might not normally like. Like none of our bands sound the same.
Right.
And so there really is something that we hope, I don't know, maybe you'll discover that you like punk rock. Maybe you'll discover that you just want to sit and listen to a guy just play some acoustic songs that he wrote. And that's the point. These are all local original bands, born and bred in this area, and that's what the show is all about.
And everybody's been playing their instrument for a long time, so as y'all can tell, these cats in here know how to write a song. Front to back, can write and sing a song.
Thank you. I assume he's talking to good to be talking about
These cats.
these cats.
Plural.
Yeah, oh, okay.
It's gonna be
So,
just a good time overall.
oh, it's going to be a party.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly the word.
Hey, and you know, who said it better than the Party Nate? What the hell happened to rock and roll? It's supposed to be a party. It's supposed to be loud, folks. It's supposed to be in your face. It's supposed to be jamming. It's supposed to get up in that grill.
Getting wild.
Getting wild.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be loud.
Loud. It is going to be loud. That's another thing. Like, it's rock and roll, man. It's supposed to be loud. So, I don't know. Wear earplugs. It's not a big deal.
All right, hell yeah,
Or
guys.
buy them at the merch stand.
All right, Gilman.
Well, go ahead and stop recording. If you guys want, you can all get in here. I don't know if the video camera is able to see everybody. You guys want to squeeze in tight for one more or less?
Oh, where are we? I'm trying to.
Rock and
Joe,
roll.
you got to move in.
How much further? Do
Oh,
you
you guys
I'm
really
more
got to
confused.
get in
I'm more
here.
confused. There we go.
Do you really want me on this?
It's this thing, right?
Yeah,
No,
that's
oh.
it.
Oh.
Alright.
It's
Hell yeah,
We're
guys.
good, balls.
Rock and roll.
Let's see us.
Alright, guys.
All right.
Oh,
Sure, Mom saw us. Did you get a
Good.
no disrespect to the sound engineers? Did you gentlemen get a photograph of this cat with us?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Well, dude, wait a minute. I bought this damn thing for a reason.
Yeah,
It's all
sounds
good.
like-
Oh, nice, yeah.
Get everybody.
Hell yeah.
Sound techs, yeah.
Yeah, you had to sit through that shit, so thanks.